Hello everybody, this is Dave. I haven't done a video in probably a couple years. I've been real fortunate my bike hasn't broke down in a couple years. But I have an oil leak in here. And I took the side cover off, which was no big deal. You have to take your footrest off and your shifter levers off, but it's not too big a deal. Also, this is where your clutch master cylinder is, where you bleed it out. Well, I had a leak somewhere around this bottom area here, and when I pulled this rubber boot back, there was oil in here. So I'm trying to determine, where the oil is. I have a feeling that it's coming from the back differential, or I'm not sure the exact. I don't think it's coming from the bevel gear. It seems like it's gear lubricant, a little bit thicker, and it's clean looking versus the dirty engine oil. So I'm going to cut it off here, but I think my next step's going to be is to pull this rear differential here. Let me see if I got that in the camera. Yeah, that rear differential. Now to pull this rear differential, it's not too big a deal. You pull your shocks on both sides, unbolt them, and you pull out the axle. You have to take your caliper off the other side, your brake caliper. You can leave the rotor on, but you got to take the brake caliper off. But if anybody's done brakes, that's not hard to figure out. But basically, there's just these 4 bolts right here. So once you get these 4 bolts off, and you pull that axle out and you get this shock off, this gear is just going to come off here. But you're going to have to pull the back wheel back some to get these studs out. Studs, so it clears. And then you can pull that bevel gear off. I probably won't take the entire wheel off. I'll probably just leave it sit down here. I'm not going to muscle it out of there, but I'll drop it down and I'll pull this bevel gear off. And there's a seal, an oil seal in here, which I have a feeling is what's bad. So I'm going to pause it for now, and I'll show you. When I come back, I'll show you quickly how I took it apart. But there's no sense sitting here watching me work for an hour. And plus, then we'll have a better idea. There should be an oil seal in there. And we'll see about changing it. I'm thinking that the oil's traveling up to here and dripping out here. Now, I'm not positive. I could be wrong on this. It could be engine oil, but it sure seemed like it was gear lube versus, it's thicker gear lube than engine oil. I was suspecting that the bevel gear, when I first saw the drip behind that chrome cover, you can't really tell a lot till you get it off and look in there. And I've read articles about the bevel gear, the bearing going out on it, this bearing here, and if it gets too bad, then it'll actually destroy the bevel gear. And I did replace this whole bevel gear assembly on another Kawasaki 1500 that I bought just to fix and resell. And just quickly on that, the guy kept driving it until it was completely destroyed, where if he caught it early and just put a new bearing in there. But needless to say, it destroyed it. And I'll show another quick little thing too. Besides an oil filter, there's actually an oil screen in here in these bikes. A lot of people don't realize that oil screen's even in there. But let me get up close, and I'll show you where it's at real quick. Right. Let me see if we can get a good look at it. Let me shine the light on there. You see that nut down there? You can get to it from the bottom, right here. Take that off. It's got an O-ring behind it, and there's a screen that's about 3 inches long. It's like and that's actually what saved the other bike when the bevel gear got destroyed. All the pieces of metal were in there, and it was just loaded. But that's what actually saved the other bike from totally destroying the engine. And that. But it's not a bad idea to take that out and check it. If you've never taken it out, it's a good idea to take it out. It's got an O-ring. You can put it right back in there. But anyways, let's get this back wheel off. Let me set this back up. Yeah. Let's get this back wheel off, and we'll see where our oil leak's coming from. And again, once I get it apart, I'll go over how it came apart, and we'll go back to it. All right.